All right, family. We're going to get into mystery of myself, aka mystery of yourself. We're going to be kind of laying the groundwork and the foundation for all of this. Okay. Um, this particular course is a very sobering course and it's very extensive. It's a very extensive course. And mystery of myself pretty much covers the first five things that we cover in the first in the General Assembly first phase of first year, and we also rehash it, especially the second year, as reinforced. Some of the things we're going to be talking about in the course, which I'm going to go over, is just your makeup, what you've been told versus what you've been told you are versus what you are, what you've been told who you are versus who you actually are, and then where you reside. We're going to be talking about a couple of things. We'll be talking about spiritual connotations of it, metaphysical connotations of it, biological connotations of the subject, the social construct, the indoctrinations, our influences, which would be family, religion, and education. Okay, these are the things we're going to be talking about. One of the things I do want to um, talk about in reference to generalities is what you've been told. You know, when you came here, it said, okay, you came here as a baby, gender male or female. This is your name. You're a human. Your people, your folk, your family. You're a genius. You're beautiful. You're pretty. Negative connotation would be okay. You're stupid. You're fat. You're this. You're that. So people's other perceptions of us have been imposed on us. And a lot of us have been raised and we've grown up to think this is really who and what we are. Okay. Um, but you a little bit more complex than your name being Molly, and you were born in Idaho somewhere, born into a family, working class family, and you went to school, got a degree, married your college sweetheart. Y'all had two children. You got a dog and a cat. You worked 20 years in the corporate arena, blue collar, and you retired and you're babysitting your grandkids and you're just waiting to exit, you know. Or maybe you might have had accomplishments, where you've done visionary things as a bachelor or bachelorette. You might be the rich auntie or the rich uncle. There's more to it than that. That's what we're going to talk about on today. Okay. You came here coming here for most is a choice that you don't remember. You didn't come here just as a sack of flesh that's animated to move around in this reality. It's much more than that. Okay. You literally came here with a interdimensional genetic system That's we're going to get into what you are. But the who, we talk about who you are. Who you are is not what the social construct or the matrix has told you. Okay? Because the who is a collective, and that collective always leads back to oneness. Okay. And we talk about universal laws, which that is a class in you all's suite. The reason that's one of the things that I give you guys at first is because you'll understand how the universal laws correlates with you and what you are here and who you are here. That's why I gave you those 12 laws. Okay. And so just as of probably the last probably 30 or 40 years, they, people are talking about oneness. They're talking about the source or the energy or, God, right? Most of us are part of a larger picture, a larger one. All right. And every last one of you, you know what I'm saying, that's a part of the larger one. You know what I'm saying? Your experience was created and you came in with the interdimensional system. Now, in this interdimensional system, you're given a lot of interdimensional tools and laws to achieve success in this realm. But how we utilize those tools, that has to do with what and who we are here, and what and who we were before we got here, is left up to each individual. All right? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the components that you came here with. All right? Let's get some pencil and paper or your iPad or your notebook because we're going to get into it today. All right? So number one, when you came here, most come here with gifts, talents, or skill sets. Which I don't really like using the word gifts, talents, skill sets, but we'll use the word gifts as well. All right. Now the gifts, talents, and skill sets. A lot of times those things are dormant, or they may be relevant, but you can't define at the time you may not have been able to define what it is. That defines your assignments for some and purposes for others in this reality. Okay. All right. So when we talk about abilities coming into this reality, like your psychic abilities, interdimensional abilities. It's kind of like a GPS. All right. That would be number two. Number two would be your abilities. Okay. Number three would be free will, self will. That's what we're going to be talking about most. I really like using the word free will, but I'm using free will so y'all understand what I'm talking about. The self will is the ability to make the choices and decisions in this reality. Okay. The other thing is the memory bank. All right. That would be the Akashic, or you call that the Book of Life. It's number four. That contains all the memories from each of the lifetimes, as well as interdimensional memories and experiences that you've had while you were in this state. All right. Y'all got it? Number 5 is what we call incarnation or reincarnation. That's the ability to take physical form. The ability to take physical form with the intention of learning and growing spiritually or interdimensionally from each of those experiences. All right? So that's reincarnation. They kind of talk about it from the perspective of, oh, you're coming here again over and over again. But if we want to look at it from a technical place, basically it's the ability to take physical form in whatever reality that you are participating in. All right? Okay. Communication system, that's the ability to communicate and stay connected at all times in reference to the interdimensional realm and the unseen world. All right? That would be number 6. And number 7 would be the energetic system, which most sentient beings on this plane has an energetic system. You you have to have that here. That's one of the laws of the plane, because the energetic system is what offers a vibration here. So you resonate within the vibrations that's already here. Number 8 is knowing, understanding and knowing. As interdimensional beings, you know what I'm saying? As I said before, universal laws does apply to us. So the knowing, even the knowing when you don't know, such as the moments when I say, man, something told me not to go up this road and now I'm in traffic. So you even know when you don't know, but most don't listen. Okay? Last one's happiness. And that's what you've gifted yourself at will when you select that at certain moments in time as you are having this human experience. Okay? We'll go more in detail. Now, the one thing I want to say is you pretty much gave yourself as a gift in this reality, in this dimension. Everything about you was intentional. Everything. And why was it so intentional? Because you're the one that created your participation in this reality. That's no different. Like if you, okay, well, I'm going to this costume party, right? All right. So you got to come up with a costume. Got to come up with a costume and something creative. Something's going to stand out. Something's going to be your signature. Something's going to reflect you. At this costume party. You see what I'm saying? So your uniqueness for that party is intentional. So you it's a joy, it's happiness to be different from one another. I'm saying, but at the same time, you also acknowledge the similarities of going to this party. And the similarities is everybody's gonna be dressed in a costume, but everybody gonna be different. But the similarities is we're all one at this party. We're all dressed in these costumes, and we all had, you know, intentional intentions for our uniqueness here. And that's how you can kind of look at, I know it's a layman's example, but that's look at it the same way of participating in this reality. No one's really the same. And a lot of times for some people it's not an easy process. All right? So as you made the decision to create what your experience is going to be like to participate in this reality, it was not an easy process. Extensive thought went into making who you are. You gave yourself attention to the smallest details. You created your avatar as an interdimensional being in this reality. Okay. So you put the work in reference to your gifts or skill sets, talents, memory, free will. Okay. And you did it in such a way that you could have access to all these things that you deemed as important when you needed it. Given the ability to have the knowledge on how to thrive, how to rise to the occasion within your own physical interdimensional existence. And you made sure that you had access to this information while you were in this room. But the caveat is we rarely use it. So let's talk about why we rarely use it. Because we've been mentally terraformed not to. That's the pushback that comes with participating in this reality. So you've been robbed of your own unique combination of gifts, talents. And if you haven't been robbed of those talents or abilities, then you've been prostituted or monetized for them. So these talents, gifts, and abilities, it was a help to define who you are and give you individuality in this reality. But that's stripped as soon as you come out the womb. All right? Your DEA for some, DNA for others, contains that type of information, family. And as soon as you come out the womb, they're sticking you, cutting you, so that that knowledge can be quelched, dormant, or of no effect, or to their disposal. So you invested in your avatar, aka your spaceship, how to heal your physical body. You've been mentally terraformed not to understand how and when you can access vital information to evolve, rise to the occasion, in this reality. Everything that you've been exposed to in this reality has been designed to keep you from being in complete harmony of what you created and chose in reference to what you wanted and needed when you came in this reality. Being born in this reality created an imbalance. There's supposed to be a perfect balance between your avatar, spaceship, physical body, and your etheric body and your interdimensional body. It was supposed to be balanced all the way across the board. But you're off, you're set, you're at a disadvantage as soon as you're born, because what creates that off balance is when they clip the umbilical cord too soon. If you came here unrestricted, unbothered, unhindered, where your physical avatar, your etheric body, and your interdimensional body, people say spiritual body, if that was all balanced, you would have unlimited potential and amazing things would happen. And they know this. You may even be stronger in abilities. There would be no such thing as some areas are weak and other areas are strong. It would be no such thing. One individual would be talented and strong in one area. Another individual would be talented and strong in another area. That would be the area they would be talented and strong in, right? But as a collective, you would have access to the things that you've experienced in past lifetimes and the knowledge that you acquire throughout all of the experiences that you've had. And that would be what you would have access to help define you from one dimension to the next, or from one reality to the next. All this is stored in that memory bank. Okay? They tell you reincarnation, you just come back here over and over again. They'll never explain the dynamics. That's a large part of your DEA or DNA. That's where your books are. Student, learning. You're here on earth from one dimension, from one time, from one lifetime to another, gather information for your own individual evolvement and experiences here. They got y'all goal oriented. That's okay for inanimate situations. It's not a competition here, or it shouldn't be. When you came here, before you came here, you created your own curriculum for this particular reality. You set your own pace. You set everything. But as I said, that was interrupted. All right. Now, regardless of the pushback that we get when we come in this reality, it does not negate the fact. It can't erase the imprints that's been put on us from one lifetime to another. They can suppress it, but they can't erase it. And as you all can see, more and more people are beginning to remember. You don't understand. People talk about spirit team, which I don't have any problems or qualms with that. But your first spirit team is you and your higher self or your future self. You and another version of you. Because this you don't understand. This reality is so low that one version of you couldn't come here. It took two of you to be here. One of them sacrificed the avatar and shared the one that you got. So you say, man, this is boy, I gotta come here to this reality. Ooh, that's a rough reality. I'm gonna need some help with this one. So both in your first spirit guide, carefully planned out what your life and what you needed in this reality. Helped you with your little lesson plan. You got to pick out some classes. Y'all decided the things that you like to experience in this lifetime to make the human experience authentic. That means good, bad, and ugly. Decided from one lifetime to another, you gather knowledge. And for some of us, we're not evolving. We're just re-evolving. Our evolution is just an extension. Okay. Anybody got any questions or comments? Let me keep on going.
Keep going.
And you know when they show you all the DNA and they show you all them colors on it, that's all they did was show us colors, right? But they don't tell you what these damn colors mean. They don't tell you that each color represents different information, different imprints, different knowledge, different timelessness of times. Everything. There's no such thing as junk DNA. It's dormant, not junk. Because everything serves a purpose. Help you live your life to the fullest potential here. When you live your life to the fullest potential in this reality, you're making use of everything you put together before you even got here. Before life or your experience started here, you were very much balanced. So when you are conceived in this reality, they do everything they can to keep your spiritual essence or your interdimensional essence separated from your physical body, and they've mentally terraformed you to think that your physical body is who you are. Before colonialism, patriarchy, and all of that BS, in pre Adamic civilizations, An individual that was born into this reality, okay, they are allowed to evolve in their connection, and all the information and everything they put together to be in this reality, they were allowed to do that unhindered, unbothered, no pushback. That's why the civilizations back then were much more advanced. We are primitive in the 21st century. We are primitive compared to pre-Adamic civilizations. We're the elders that showed us how to tap into what we already had. They never told us that we're teaching you anything. They said we're showing you how to remember. Levitating, telecommunicating with you, that was a normal thing. Translating, hyper jumping. At one time, that was a normal thing. Most communication back then was telepathy. We didn't use our voice boxes. We used our voice boxes for other things. It's not that we didn't have the ability to speak, but we preferred to use telepathy. Levitation is how we used our voice boxes. We used our voice boxes to build and create different structures. And some of those places still standing today. So this is the same information that's in your avatar, in your spaceship that you have access to right now. And the misfortunate about this is a lot of people that have crossed over. That's when they use these abilities. They only use these abilities when they're released from their avatar, spaceship, body, and after they're crossed over. Okay. When people talk about a good balance between the triune being, but they're not about that life, because if they were, you would see manifestations of what things were in the times of old. They understand how important it is, but they don't understand how to go about manifesting or achieving it. Because we be talking about being balanced. We talking about, oh, that's being healthy and your body's in tip top shape. No, being balanced is not just being healthy, body in tip top shape. That means your body's being restored back to its first estate with doing the things I was telling you before: telepathy, levitation, hyper jumping, translating. That's a healthy body. Healthy body is not a body that's functioning at 100% at this three-dimensional level. A healthy body is able to do what they would call supernatural things. That's a real healthy body. Okay. Once you understand what balance is, then you'll be able to understand how things were in pre-Adamic civilizations. If you existed in a pre-Adamic civilization, you'll definitely see a dramatic difference between a version of you now in a very healthy, oh, I'm all alkaline, I'm all eating right, and I'm healthy and I'm exercising. You'll see the difference between the healthiest you could be, or healthiest person in this reality today versus a person that's probably ain't even doing all them things in pre-Adamic civilizations. You'll see the difference. Just giving y'all some information, or really some food for thought. All right. Anybody got any questions or comments? So when it comes to who you were before you were in your mother's womb, you had a lot. I'll have to say most of the input came from you. Okay. Most of that came from you. You created the opportunity to participate in this reality. You're the one that charted your life path here. And this is what was created together with you and your spirit guide. And y'all know who the first spirit guide is. It's before you were born, before you got here. So a lot of people say, okay, well, we have somebody guiding us from the other side. You do have someone guiding you. Have several support guiding you from the other side, but you also have somebody guiding you from the inside as well. So that would be called a point of reference.
Hello, everyone.
What's going on? So a lot of people, they refer to your life path as a chart. And that chart, you talk about the life path, they talk about the chart, but basically it's the curriculum for when you came down here to Earth. Basically, it's your curriculum, your life path, your chart. That's your curriculum here. That's all it is at the end of the day. People try to be fancy with it. Y'all know me. I'm all about complex simplicity. Y'all know that. But that's the curriculum that you got to fulfill while you're here, that you chose when you got here. It includes all the things you'd like to experience while you appear on Earth or in this dimension. Um, we did a good job when we were kids. We were doing a good job, but a lot of times I was interrupted by people who thought the way we lived, the way we thought, the way we imagined, we had our imagination. They thought it was frivolous. I know everybody's experienced that. But as a child, we actually started off on the right foot. We really did. And we were more in harmony and balance with our interdimensional part of us and the bodies or the avatars or the spaceships we came here with. We were more in tune. We were more in tune to spirit guides. We were more in tune with ourselves. I'm talking about the version of us that came with us. We were even more in tune with universal laws when we were children. Rules aren't not they were not that It just wasn't that serious. It was really basic, very simple if you think back in time. We followed the happiness of our hearts. You couldn't tell us sitting in that cardboard. You could not tell us that us sitting in that cardboard box, it was not a boat. You could not tell us the floor wasn't the sea, and you could not tell us that broom was not a paddle. I mean, we completely like flowed with the universe. Anything was possible when we were kids. Heart chakra was completely open. We allowed ourselves to be guided by the version of us that came with us, and then the spirit guides, the adults, the way they interpret things. Oh, he has an imaginary friend. Was it? We had an easier time accessing our information, our DEA information. We had an easier time assessing that. The closest thing to the interdimensional realm beyond the 3 dimension is babies, animals, and people that they deem mentally challenged. As a baby, you still have a strong connection to the interdimensional realm that you came from before you came here, and your memory of the other side. It was more natural for us, even as kids, to plug into our book of life and access that information. That's why it was no problem for our imagination at the time. We were naturally guided by happiness. We did the things that we loved as kids, and a lot of it wasn't even nothing serious. It could have been cutting out shapes, coloring, and we were happy as hell doing it. The simplest things brought us joy. I know y'all remember that. Singing, running around, playing tag, playing in the dirt, which is honestly, some of us still need to do that today. We were centered and we were balanced. If y'all just take out some time and watch your children or watch children, just see how happy and carefree they are. Just look at them. Look at the energy they carry. They don't have nothing to worry about. They have a lot of things on their mind, but a lot of them are processing things. But they're plugged in. They're more plugged in than we are.
Hello.
What's going on?
Everything.
So a lot of times we think our children are coming here for us to teach them and everything. And for real, really our children are coming here to remind us. A lot of us can learn a lot from our children when they're young. Children follow their heart center. It's only when they get older and they're indoctrinated and they go through the programming process of the matrix and the social construct. If I got any questions or comments. Before we close out, we're going to talk about some universal laws. Okay. All right. Hope y'all got pencil and paper. For the students, most of y'all kind of know most of them, but I'm going to add a couple of more, okay? Because this is going to lead into the next class. Understanding universal laws. All right. I'm going to talk about a couple of these laws that are beyond the 12. The law of oneness. It means everything connected. Most of us are one. The law of vibration, which I talked about earlier. Everything in this dimension vibrates or offers some vibration. The vibration determines what things look like, what things feel like, and how things are perceived and how things are manifested. Then you have the law of attraction. And it's not about attracting things in your life as mainstream talks about it. You know, life can only offer what you vibrate. So you attract in your life what you offer in the reality vibrationally. Okay. We got the law of allowing. The state of allowing is the pure state of manifesting, allowing things to move without resistance and to evolve and grow naturally, which unfortunately that law has pushback when we are born in this world. We're not allowed to evolve. We have a lot of pushback and resistance. So a law of allowing is definitely something we're going to be talking about next class. Then you've got the law of resistance. Anything offering resistance will manifest itself into energy blockages and stuck energy. And that's what's imposed on us when we're born here. Then you have the law of detachment. This is the law of releasing or letting go from your desire. The law of abundance. There's more than enough in the universe, in this dimension. Nothing is unlimited and nothing is unlimited beyond. The law of intention. Directing energy as an intention is the first step of creating and desire. And it's also the dynamics for manifestation. I'll say one of them. The law of action. Action must be taken in order to have a result. The law of cause and effect. Every action has a reaction or a consequence, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. Then you have law of pure potential. Everything and everyone is one of infinite possibilities. The law of rhythm or ebb or flow. All things have rhythm, a cycle, an ebb, a flow. Then you have the law of polarity. Everything has an opposite to it, a yin and yang, complementary opposites as a part of the greater whole. Then you have the law of relativity. Everything has challenges or tests, that they will face and allow them to find strength within. The law of dharma or purpose, assignment. Everything was created with a purpose. The law of giving and gratitude. The universe dictates that you must give in order to receive. The law of correspondence. The universe or reality cannot contradict itself. We're not going to go into all of them because it's 105. But the law of love. Love is universal energy and it's the purest, most powerful state. There's an inner knowing in you that understands and have operated in these laws, whether you were in this dimension or outside of them. Universal laws are pertinent into finding your way back to what you forgot. In other words, to find your way back to what you need to remember. Universal laws are important and they're imperative so that you can qualify what's for you in this reality and what's not. Who you are in this reality and who you're not. What you are in this reality and what you're not. And where you reside. But you would think they would teach these in school. You would think they would teach these in religion, but they are not. And they won't. We're going to go into more laws and counting them. We're up to 105 already. So some of our students are already in class. You've got the first 12. You've got a couple more tonight. If I got any questions or comments.
I got a question. Have you read the 12 satanic laws?
No, I don't think I have. And if I did, I don't remember. I've heard of it, but I don't remember.
It's actually totally different than what I thought it would say. But when you get a chance, look at it and tell me what you think.
I sure will. I sure will. I sure will. Very interesting. Definitely interested in that. But I just wanted to kind of go over just some foundational things. So we're gonna be talking about right now. We're just kind of doing a little bit of deprogramming. That's what we're doing right now. Doing a little bit of deprogramming. Because mystery, because you are the greatest mystery. You are the greatest mystery. You the greatest mystery beyond the 7 mysteries, 12 mysteries of the world. You are the greatest mystery. They got you looking at all this other mysterious things outside of yourself. You are the greatest mystery. If you can solve you, then everything else is seamless. Everything else, you'll be able to see and qualify. Qualify the social construct you're in, qualify this reality, this dimension. You got to focus on solving the greatest mystery, which is you. So we're going to be talking about a couple of things in this course, because this is where the deprogramming takes place. So, does anybody want to give me an overview before we close out?
No.
Does anybody want to give me an overview?
For what?
Foxcraft. Fox.
Yes.
You want to give me an overview?
I have some notes, but I missed some of it. Some things going on in the background. Sorry, but the first part that I did here is that our abilities that we have are probably dormant or suppressed
Mm-hmm.
due to efforts taken as we arrived here. But our abilities do dictate either our assignment or purpose for being here.
Mm-hmm.
The Akashic records are there for us to review at our leisure for information of past events we might have been involved in different times or different places, and then for our evolution, the ability to take physical form for the purpose of learning is what reincarnation could be simplified as. And then when we get here, we have a communication system that we need to work on building up. We have an energetic system that we need to work on balancing.
Yes.
Which is necessary for our existence. And as we go along through life, we have an understanding or knowing of these things. We just need to be reminded of how integral it is to our daily living. And that a healthy body, avatar, ship, vessel, you wish to term it, is supernatural. So it's not enough just to be healthy minded. That's excellent. Great first step. But I think a lot of people get caught up in the physical aspect of having the body, but there's also some spiritual components that need to be enhanced or nurtured in the right way as well. And then also the DNA is like a library of an individual and has the knowledge of previous generations, times, situations, etc., and essentially all that you need in order to achieve your goals. So if you can review things that have happened to you or for you, or indirectly beside you in the past, you can stick better to the plan that was given before you got here.
Okay.
And then have all the laws that you listed here.
Okay, we don't have to go over the laws. That's pretty good in reference to the gist of and as I said, this is just foundation introductory. We're gonna go in more detail um in the next next class. All right, family. We're going to get into mystery of myself, aka mystery of yourself. We're going to be kind of laying the groundwork and the foundation for all of this. Okay. This particular course is a very sobering course and it's very extensive. It's a very extensive course. And Mystery of Myself pretty much covers the first 5 things that we cover in the first in the General Assembly first phase of first year, and we also rehash it, especially the second year, as reinforced. Some of the things we're going to be talking about in the course, which I'm going to go over, is just your makeup, what you've been told versus what you've been told you are versus what you are, what you've been told who you are versus who you actually are, and then where you reside. We're going to be talking about a couple of things. We'll be talking about spiritual connotations of it, metaphysical connotations of it, biological connotations of the subject, the social construct, the indoctrinations, our influences, which would be family, religion, and education. Okay, these are the things we're going to be talking about. One of the things I do want to um, talk about in reference to generalities is what you've been told. You know, when you came here, it said, okay, you came here. You came here as a baby. You know, gender male or female. This is your name. You're a human. Your people. Your folk. Your family. You're a genius. You're beautiful. You're pretty. Negative connotation would be okay. You're stupid. You're fat. You're this. You're that. So people's other perceptions of us have been imposed on us. And a lot of us have been raised and we've grown up to think this is really who and what we are. Okay. But you a little bit more complex than your name being Molly, and you were born in Idaho somewhere, born into a family, working class family, and you went to school, got a degree, married your college sweetheart. Y'all had 2 children. You got a dog and a cat. You worked 20 years in the corporate arena, blue collar, and you retired and you're babysitting your grandkids and you're just waiting to exit.